80, no volume. Are we having a volume issue?
People are
a lot of people are coming.
So maybe it's just a YouTube thing. Sometimes it just happens. We can't help it.
Yeah, it's a YouTube problem, folks.
All okay from our end,
sometimes it'll correct on its own, I guess.
But yeah, Sri Lanka would be kicking themselves. They were 84 for 3. Not 84 for 3. They were 80 for 2 at the end of 10 overs.
Correct.
10 overs.
They didn't even manage those many runs in the same number of deliveries after that.
Yeah, sometimes it's a YouTube thing, guys. Sometimes it doesn't connect.
And now it seems to be working, so thank goodness.
Now it's working. Now it is working. Yeah, so that's why.
It would be interesting though. Pradeep Shreyas be playing Damshara.
Would be fun.
Would be? Right?
Yeah. Now I hope we don't see airport and railway station like announcements every 1 second.
We're already seeing it.
But when it's working, no one will make an announcement like that. But it's not working.
Now it's working.
Now it's working.
Siddharth Pandey says 140 could be challenging on this surface. Yeah, considering the kind of
looks like it,
purchase.
I think they're anyway short.
No, they're short. They're short, and they'll need wickets. And unlike the Sri Lanka innings, unlike what England were doing, Sri Lanka will need wickets early. Because you're only defending 140.
Exactly.
And potentially, I think England are one batsman short. Because
so are we seeing
David Malan walked off with a groin injury.
Yes.
And that is not good news heading into the tournament for them. And see, Sri Lanka only themselves to blame. I mean, they only scored 23 runs in the last 4 overs and they lost 5 wickets. If you include 5 overs, they just scored 31 and lost 6 wickets.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, Sri Lanka will then have to rely on the spin duo of Thikshana and Wanindu Hasranga.
In fact, I see them bowling in the power play for sure.
Thikshana will definitely do it.
Absolutely. Again, just to make things interesting, maybe.
No, Wanindu is not your death overs. I mean, not your mid power play. He'll bowl in the middle overs.
Him in the power plays right now.
Again, but you need wickets. So just thinking out of the box.
Thikshana gets you wickets.
But Kasun Rajitha has often done well in the power play. And Kasun Rajitha along with Lahiru Kumara, although the pacers might go a bit in the power play, but Rajitha is your best option and Thikshana. I think you would go with Rajitha and Thikshana.
That would be the likely.
And if you want to take pace off the ball, Dasun Shanaka can do it.
But has he bowled enough?
He's barely bowled.
He hasn't bowled much because these kind of conditions you won't see Dasun Shanaka bowl that much.
Although I'm seeing a lot of people like you have Neela Kandan, you're saying Hasaranga and Thikshana will be key. Hasaranga has been really expensive in this tournament.
But it's been extremes. He's either taken wickets or he's been.
No, that is the Hasaranga experience for you.
Yeah.
Wanandu will do that.
But because he's trying a lot as well,
No, he's not relying, for me, he's not relying enough on his leg spinner.
Exactly.
Too many times he's going for that googly and it's pretty evident. He can be a little like Rashid Khan at times in the sense that he'll bowl that same line. You kind of predict that, okay, this one is going to be a googly. Yeah. And okay, if you're a googly bowler, if you're someone who relies on googlies for wickets, you don't need to have Shane Bond like leg breaks. You just need an operational leg break.
Yeah. Yes.
And if he bowls that, you're putting doubt and then your googly is more effective. Right now, I know one match he was constantly bowling a googly and I'm like, why? Your googly is meant to be your...
Ravi Bishnoi.
No, but yeah, to be fair, Bishnoi, he was a different case. His action and the way he bowled would automatically generate googlies. He had to work on a leg break. And to be fair, he did. And he
had pace with him.
He had pace, he was quick through the air.
Yes,
absolutely. So,
Skiddy also.
Patum Nisanka, the star with 67 out of that 141. That means he scored nearly 50% of the runs.
Just about 43, 44% of the runs. Yeah.
So apart from that, as you said,
Good innings
Bhanukar,
though from him. Good innings.
Yeah.
he
No
targeted
two ways.
the
He's
short
targeted-
boundary.
targeted
line.
the short
he's been
boundary
under
really
pressure.
well.
Patum Nissanka.
Yes.
His spot has been under some degree of scrutiny.
And considering Patum Nissanka made his name in the series that Sri Lanka played against Australia at the start of the year.
Correct.
When they played 5
February.
T20Is.
Over there?
Yeah, and they lost 1-4.
1-4.
That-
The last match they won.
They won.
There was a super over
In Sydney, at the
Right.
same venue, they had a super over.
at Sydney.
Yes,
Okay.
but they were undone by a masterclass from Josh Hazelwood at that time. So Sri Lanka now will have to repeat that same performance that they did in Sydney in February,
Yes.
where they could defend. It was this kind of middling total. If I have to look
The
at
last,
it,
we're talking about the fifth T20.
no,
The one that
third
went to
T20I.
super over.
The T20I in Melbourne, which
won.
Sri Lanka won, they won
Yes,
easily.
yes,
But the T20I in Sydney, which was played the super over,
Yeah.
I think it was a similar kind of a middling.
It was the second
over.
T20 if I'm not
Yes,
wrong.
yes. So that is why I think Sri Lanka can still take a bit of inspiration. They have a great record in Sydney.
I feel the camp will be very deflated at the moment. Again, they didn't hit the par score. Very disappointed with the fact that they had 80 odd runs at the halfway
Yes,
stage.
considering the start.
Exactly.
Yep.
So the only way I see them coming back, in this match is early wickets.
Yeah,
That's the key.
and even if they get early wickets, England have no real scoreboard pressure on them. They can actually play it out early, preserve their
Absolutely.
wickets, and then go for it. Which is, to be fair, what they did against, say, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
They lost a few early wickets. They folded.
The fact that you might not see Malan play, the fact that if there are early wickets, then England could really feel the pressure. A wicket or two in the first couple of overs.
Yeah, then you're
they
feeling the
know
pressure.
Malan's situation very well, and
Yes.
it didn't look good. The way he crammed off the field,
Nah,
he
wasn't looking
almost
good.
was limping off the field. So
Yeah.
so that could put pressure.
Aditya Kavlekar not at this point
Really?
in time. India
That's
was
very optimistic. India versus Oz. Considering I'd say England are now favourites to go.
So he's saying that England are out, that England are losing this game.
Yeah.
yeah, that's very
unlikely.
because of the record that Sri Lanka have in Sydney, and also because the last performance that
And
they
because
took
of the poor record maybe that England have while chasing.
correct.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think because see, the key is why I think they will actually get through this simple reason.
Yeah.
There's no what do you call net run rate pressure.
No, and
There
also
they can legit take it
is
very
the
deep.
batting is deep.
Yeah.
The batting is deep. We saw Butler score some runs in the previous game only.
Yes.
Right? So, again, they've got a good batting lineup, not a challenging total.
Yeah, they can actually play it easy in the first 6 overs.
And yeah, like Shane was pointing out earlier, the square boundaries aren't the longest to
Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
So,
I mean, Patum Nissanka was targeting that boundary.
exactly, and he cleared what, 3
I mean,
times?
Aditya is saying spinners will run through England's batting lineup. Maybe.
Maybe. I'm not ruling it out. But
Yeah.
again, I think scoreboard pressure isn't there because low score, no run, no net run rate pressure.
No
they
net.
can win it by 1 wicket and they know they're through.
No, even super over. They can win it
Exactly.
even
They
with
can win it by a
over.
super over also.
So the equation is very simple. I mean, if England win, Australia are out, and you'll have India versus England in Adelaide. But if England lose, then it will be India versus Australia at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Yes.
And that is how it is. Siddharth Pandey, Kohli is mostly top-handed batter against fast bowler, but bottom-handed against spinners. Your views, I guess that's his style. And look,
That's how it works. I mean, players will always have their own unique approaches.
and remember, Kohli doesn't play that much of a sweep shot.
He doesn't. He plays where he knows his game plan.
Yeah.
You see a Surya, you say DK, these batsmen, they're probably the first or the second ball and they're sweeping.
Surya
sweeping-
especially, my God.
Yeah. And he gets boundaries of those first couple of balls also.
Yeah.
So he's got the guts to, go for
Surya's
the
not even
sweep
first
straight up.
couple. Sometimes he'll go for the
The
first,
first ball itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is why, see, Surya has got a pretty decent
And he's
game
got the
plan.
form, he's got the form to be able to take
He
on
outlined
any-
his game plan when he was interacting with Kohli in that Asia Cup. He said that, see, I need to hit 3-4 boundaries of the first 10 balls. If I do that, then I'm in rhythm, then I'm in flow.
Right. So
A
he's
very, very unique approach, but it works for
the
him.
Pakistan game as well, I remember him hitting one right down the ground. Again, the second or the third delivery, India were under pressure. Man comes in, plays a beautiful
Yep.
right
Which
down the
franchise does
ground.
Alex Hales play for? In
Alex
the BBL?
Hales played for the Sydney
Was it
Thunder.
So basically, would know the SCG well enough, right?
Yeah, but
Or do the Thunder play in
Thunder play at Spotless at the Olympic Stadium.
So not the Sixers. The Sixers who play at the SCG.
Sixers
correct.
play at the SCG. think Hales also played for the Melbourne Renegades.
I think so. He's been a bit of a journeyman in recent times.
In the BBL. So,
but he's played. I think he would be the one key batsman you would want. Of course, Butler. You always know that if he sometimes had that tendency he used to do during this year's IPL as well.
Yeah.
He'd take what I call the Chris Gayle approach.
Yes.
He'll just dig in. He'll dig in. I know I can make up. I think best example of that was that match against MI. Where he hit, I think Ritik Shaukin was 3 sixes.
Yes.
And then Ritik Shaukin, 3, and then the fourth one, 4, right. Fifth one he got out. But those 4 sixes just totally turned around his strike rate. Yeah. He was at the middling hundreds, and then by the time he's out, he's at like 145. So he knows he has that ability.
Yep. So Anurag is checking whether.
Yes, he's Sydney Thunder.
Yeah, not for the Melbourne Renegades.
He did 12-13.
Oh yes,
long time back.
Yeah. Okay, so he's been there for the Adelaide Strikers.
He's been there for Albert Hobart, and exactly, he's been everywhere.
So except for the Brisbane Heat and for the Perth Scorchers,
he's played for pretty much every franchise.
He's not played for the Stars.
Huh?
He's played for Adelaide, he's played for Renegades, he's not played for the Sixers.
Thunder.
He's played for Thunder. So that is why, that's why it will be. So Mahesh Tikshana is going to open, and let's see, he will be the key.
I like how Pradeep Shivalsan in the comments just go back. He's pointing out KKR player. Yeah, I wish he was because we got Finch in his place. That's not a like-for-like replacement.
Aditya Kavlekar, indeed. If England lose, the semis are repeat of 2015 ODI World Cup.
India, Australia, and New Zealand, South Africa.
Yeah. But we don't know if South Africa will go through. Imagine
they're starting with Tikshana.
They will. Tikshana is your power play bowler, and he's got a drift.
So did you see that? How?
Yeah.
Through the air.
That was the off break that was getting the drift in. So imagine net beat SA, then Ind and Pak will qualify.
Yes, Piyush, we were discussing. We've discussed so many scenarios at this point.
Yeah, India and Pakistan both will qualify. Absolutely, but in that case, then it will be a very, very interesting thing, because Pakistan will take on New Zealand, and I will say advantage Pakistan. An India-Pakistan final. That will happen.
That remains a possibility. Yeah. That does remain a possibility. Mathematically, not practically maybe.
It does.
So we're talking about improbable scenarios right now. Again, very unlikely results.
Whom would India prefer in semi? Siddharth Pandey, I would say.
Australia.
I will echo Harbhajan Singh. No opponent matters for India.
He will say that. Of course, he'll say that. Australia. Because one team in Australia who you have the number. You can beat.
Yes.
New Zealand, there's that baggage of ICC tournaments.
Yes.
And England are, again, in my call,
they're a force.
Favorites.
They're a force.
I think Australia.
India would any day pick Australia among the teams that are remaining.
I also agree with what Akash Bhardwaj says, that Moeen Ali will be key, because he really does play spin well.
Yes. And he scores very well.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he gets quick runs against spin.
Yep. So we will be back for the end, and we'll
just
see.
Ask one more question. Roy SP, also a fellow KKR fan, if I'm not wrong. Do you feel Hales will be retained? He has been a good batsman in Asian conditions in PSL. Correct. I think that's why KKR went for him when no other team did.
Yes.
But he pulled out at the last minute. So if they have the choice, I think they should retain him. I would want him there for sure.
Yep.
I imagine a nice opening partnership with him and Venki. Beautiful.
If Ind lose, then Pakistan have better net run rate.
Yes, correct.
Venki anyway needs good company, because it's
you have Finch and
Ajinkya Rahane.
Oh,
again, I love the man to death. Very sweet guy.
Yeah.
So 3 runs in the first 4 balls, and Alex Hales and Josh Butler will be key, along with Moeen Ali. So that is why.
But see, Hales looks far more comfortable if you watch
England don't have a left-arm swing bowler like Aditya Kavlekar is saying.
What did he say? England don't have a left-arm swing bowler?
So who's Sam
Curran? Sam Curran raises his hand, my boy.
Siddharth Pandey
not as much swing. Yeah, but even
South Africa, according to him, Siddharth Pandey is saying that South Africa, according to him, have all bases covered. I would say England as well.
I think South Africa, one major problem which you can see.
Bavuma.
And pressure.
And of course the chokers tag.
India New Zealand final, but India beating them.
Akash Bhardwaj, that would be really good. Not that Sin would agree with him.
Yeah.
I think I would like to call in sick that day. If it's India New Zealand legit, I'm going to say I'm falling sick. So
to be fair, with the kind of pollution we have,
I am sick anyway. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us. We'll be back for the match end.
Yes.
We'll get to know who it will
Take
be.
good
Australia
care,
or
stay
England?
indoors, keep watching sports today. There's anyway a lot of pollution outdoors. So stay indoors, take care.
Yep.
So
do
we'll be
watch
back
the match as well.
in the next
We'll
Yeah,
one
we'll
and a
be
half
back.
hours.
Yes.
interact
Soon
with
enough.
you in about 90 minutes again.
90 minutes. Yep. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye bye. Vanakkam.
Ciao.